I'm just adjusting the camera. I put it in a new place than I did yesterday. So I guess that's a little better. Because it's so much, we're cloudy and rainy here today, so it's so it's kind of dark in here. That didn't help at all. I was trying to close the blinds. Maybe turning this light off. Does that help a little bit, I guess? Okay. Hi. How is everybody's root chakra doing today? I don't know how to make that bigger. Okay. I was really glad to get outside yesterday, even though I was kind of feeling like I was in a funk. So yeah, I got to go out and dig in the dirt, and when I say dig in the dirt, I was actually just shoveling dirt into the wheelbarrow and moving it into the garden. I haven't planted anything yet. Athena's over here to my hanging out. This is my massage table. It's now my video production table, I guess is what it's turned into, but it's also her favorite place to sit. So she will probably get up and walk around and knock things over. So that if you see anything over on this side of the screen, it's her. I'm going to close that window or blind as well. Does that help a little bit? I don't know. Okay. Maybe if I pull closer, it won't have the windows in the shot. Maybe. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I guess it doesn't really matter because nobody's watching. Yesterday we talked about the root chakra, and today we're going to move up a little bit. The root chakra is down at the base of your spine, and the sacral chakra, or the second chakra, is right below your belly button. So there were a few things that I intended to talk about yesterday about your root chakra and kind of skipped over it because I got distracted talking about other things. But as well as red for the root chakra, brown is also associated with it. So if you're like me and you don't really have that many red things, brown is also a root chakra color. And we also talked about black stones. So brown stones, black stones, red stones are going to be associated with the root chakra. Let's see. Oh, and I'm making these. These are from a coloring book, and since we're about the sacral chakra today and creativity, I wanted to check and see if anybody would be interested in me uploading these free printouts for each chakra. So like I was going to do one for the root chakra. These are coloring pages from an artist that has these books out called The Coloring Book of Shadows. And these are just, they're mostly blank pages with lines that you can use as journal pages. And I was going to see if maybe she would allow me to use these. I wouldn't be like charging anything for it, just uploading, just to kind of recap everything that we talk about, because I know I'm kind of all over the place. And if you're watching and actually trying to get information out of these videos, I might not be explaining them well. So I thought maybe it'd be nice to just write it all down in note form and have those available for you to download and print out yourself. But maybe I might still do that just without these pages. I was just making these for myself personally, and I thought maybe I'll upload them, but there might be like a copyright issue with that. So I can reach out to the artist and see if she would be okay with that, especially since I don't really think I'll be charging for it. Um, yeah, so I've got some sacral chakra music going. Sound is a really great way to get energy moving and going. So if you search YouTube for root chakra or sacral chakra, or you can get some that have cover all of the chakras, but this one is specifically for the sacral chakra that I got going. And it has these, like, this video is 3 hours long. So you can just have it on in the background of your, um, like when you're cleaning, when you're cooking dinner or getting ready for bed. And this one is kind of cool because it has like a kaleidoscope kind of thing going on there with the orange color background. So yeah, they have them for like every chakra. I think some of them, like, they'll have like 8 hour long ones that you can play all night while you're sleeping. But sound, you probably have music playing. Some people will like shake rattles when they're cleaning, as well as smudging. Actually, I'm gonna smudge since I'm talking about it. Um, yeah, I always smudge when I clean to get the energy moving and moved around. And you just want to make sure that you have your windows cracked so that the smoke is going to take all of your negative energy out the window with it. Otherwise, the smoke will just like kind of move it around, and you might be clearing the energy out of one spot, but then you're just moving it to another. Um, so sound, I'm just now learning about sound, so I don't really have much to say to it other than I've noticed a difference starting to use sound with energy work. And I think that's one of the reasons why like we play music during massage, is because it gets your energy moving and flowing. Um, so I do not have that much orange. I don't know. I'm kind of curious if anybody did go look through their closets and see what different colors they had available, and if you had an abundance of any colors. I'd be curious if anybody's and if anybody shows up, please say hello, and so that I know that you're here. It shows me when people are there, but I don't know who it is. So if I know you, I'd love to say hello. But yeah, I have barely any orange. I used to have a Reese's peanut butter cup T-shirt that was all orange, and then it had like the Reese's logo on it. But I don't have it anymore, and I threw it out because one of the reasons I don't have warmer colors is because it just doesn't go with my skin tone. But that shirt made me look like I was green, like I was gonna vomit, like I was ill. It was very bizarre. But I love Reese's peanut butter cups. They're like my favorite candy. So yeah, I don't have any orange. This dress has orange flowers all over it. They're like orange roses, orange and pink roses. So this is the only thing that I have, this orange. And I do these socks that I have are kind of burnt orange. They have butterflies on them. Uh, they have orange, like monarch butterflies on them, and then the background is kind of like a burnt orangey color. Um, and like I said yesterday, that probably means that your sacral chakra is blocked if you are not experiencing those colors on a regular basis, and that is very true. That's always been the case for me. I think without getting into like too much personal things, which we are going to get into today a little bit because the sacral chakra is related to your sexuality. Um, so without getting too personal, I think a lot of women and a lot of men have a lot of sacral sexual blockages um, because of the way that our society is. Our society is not very supportive of healthy sexual relationships, and I think it's nice to bring attention to it. And that's really like energy work is hard, and you're going to have to face things that make you uncomfortable. And but once you move through that, it seems like, why haven't I done this before? Why didn't I do this earlier? But the big thing with sacral issues is acknowledgement, acknowledging that this trauma happened to me, and write it down, write it in a journal. Even if you don't have somebody to talk to, write it down. And sometimes it just helps to get that out of your body, out onto paper, and you might get a different perspective on it. I don't want to like push anybody to do anything that they are not ready to do. Energy work takes time. It takes work. We should be drinking extra water now, anyways, to help our body flush out toxins and get rid of and to just make our immune system stay, like, keep our bodies staying healthy. But when you're doing energy work, you really, really, really need to drink lots of water, and get yourself a sage bundle. If something comes up for you that is uncomfortable, light some sage. Take a deep breath. Write it down. Scream. Cry. Just moving it is going to be beneficial. You're not going to like heal wounds that have been there for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And there are a lot of people that do still have these really deep wounds. So stuffing it down deep inside is not gonna help anything. It's not gonna make you feel any better. But just be kind to yourself, and really just acknowledging something, even if it's something that like you haven't wanted to think about, you've suppressed for a really long time. Just having one thought about it and just being like, kind of forgot about that. That is healing in itself. And just letting it go. Acknowledging it is the biggest thing for all types of energy work and healing, but specifically for the sacral chakra, because it's so traumatic and it's usually very deep, and it's hard. Life is hard, and working through those issues is hard. But that's all I'm going to really say about that, because I am not a therapist. I'm not even like a chakra professional. This is just wanted to scrape the surface, and just so that people can acknowledge that what's happening now in the world is energetic as well. It's not just physical. It's not just this virus attacking our bodies. It is that there's an energy shift happening. And I think just we're all supposed to be working on ourselves right now, and to create a kinder, more gentler world. So be kind to yourself is where you start with that. And I think that's the point of what I'm trying to get to today, or this week, with just shedding some light on energy and energy work, and the differences you'll notice in your life when you start paying attention to these things. Okay, so that was like very long-winded. So I've talked about sound. So for taste, there aren't really any herbs that are specifically aphrodisiacs or going to stimulate your sacral chakra, other than Damiana. And Damiana is known as an aphrodisiac herb to get your sexual energy flowing. And but most aphrodisiac herbs are going to either be increasing circulation and blood flow, or are anti-anxiety and antidepressive, because stress isn't sexy. You're not going to be able to get sexually aroused if you're anxious or depressed or sad. I mean, that's just common sense. So most herbs that are considered So I have a pot of tea with some Damiana in it, and this is from a blend that I was going to incorporate to go with your massages because it's antidepressive, it's anti-anxiety, and relaxant. Um, so the blend that I had made here is it has oat straw, which is a nervine. It calms your nervous system down, and oats are actually going to repair nerve damage and repair the myelin of the nerves. So that again is for anti-anxiety. Nettles is just an adaptogen, and it's very nutritious. Um, and then I had passion flower, skullcap, and ginger. Ginger to We talked about ginger yesterday. I've got this little ginger dude hanging out still. Um, because that it's warming, it's going to increase your circulation and blood flow. It's also good for your digestive system, and if your digestive system is related to your mental health as well. When you're stressed out, you probably, if you're like me, you get stomach aches, and that is really helpful to get things moving in your digestive tract. It's also going to make you feel energetic enough to be creative, to be sexually active, and that's what the root chakra is all about. It's not just sexuality, it's also creation. It's like creation as in your coloring books, your markers, your scrap paper, construction paper, your paints, beads, any sort of craft that you want to work on today. That's going to stimulate your sacral chakra. um, it is a kind of cloudy, rainy day. I think it's supposed to thunderstorm today. It hasn't started yet, but it's the perfect day to do crafts. Coloring is like one of my favorite things to do. When I was younger, I wanted to be an artist and didn't feel like I was good enough. So, but I still enjoy it. I love it so much. And coloring, and now that all those adult coloring books are out, um, today is the perfect day to color. So I encourage you to do that today. That's going to stimulate your sacral chakra, and wear orange if you have orange. I've got these chakra candles available in my Etsy shop still. They're going pretty fast, but this is more of like a burnt orange color versus this is more of like a sacral color, this orange here. Oops. So creativity is opening your sacral chakra. I'm kind of losing track of what I wanted to talk about today. Um, yeah, desire and pleasure. Um, the organs associated with the sacral chakra are not just the reproductive organ body. So any herbs that are that are good for your urinary tract and system, which is why I put nettles into this blend. Oh, I forgot to pour myself a cup of tea. So this tea set that I have actually comes with like these little cups here, and it's really not that much to drink. But I was looking for another teacup, and I found my old tea set from when I was a little girl, and they're orange. So I thought that would be perfect today. I was thinking about like turning them into candles or something, but I thought I'd have a cup of tea in them today just for fun. And when you're exploring your root chakra and your sacral chakra, you're kind of addressing things that happened in your childhood, like whether or not you had a stable environment. Just speaking of in your basic needs, like food, shelter, protection, but also you're like learning about your sexuality when you're younger. So Pinkies up. Oh my God, it's the cutest. I can barely. There's like one sip in that. Yeah, so this one, the reason I never came out with this tea blend was because the ginger wasn't flavored. When you dry the ginger, it loses its flavor. It doesn't like yes, I have fresh ginger in the one that I made yesterday, and it's just so much stronger. And I love that like sharp, crisp, spicy ginger taste. So that's why I never came out with this tea blend. It's still good. It's still relaxing and like really calming. And I was also worried that it might be a little too sedative, but I was specifically making it to drink before and after a massage. So I guess that really wouldn't matter if it was too sedating. But oh my God, the things that happen in quarantine. Drink out of little teacups that you used to play with as a little girl. Oh man. So think of like a cinnamon, like spicy herbs, the ginger. I usually keep like whole sticks of cinnamon, and then whenever I'm ready to use the inexpensive on Amazon, I don't know if they'd be shipping it right now, but yeah, because it just like it has a sharper flavor. Like if you just get regular cinnamon in the spice aisle, I feel like it doesn't have that much flavor. Grinding it fresh, I feel like it's a lot better. So though anything that's like spicy, think about like hot peppers or think of orange foods, sweet potatoes. And what do you put on sweet potatoes? Put cinnamon on it. You're like creating this fire to stimulate the sacral chakra. Cinnamon essential oil I wanted to talk about is that's my bottle is so little because you only need 1 drop of cinnamon essential oil. And it reminds me of Christmas time. um, but it's very, very strong and it will irritate your skin. So never, ever, ever use a drop of cinnamon essential oil on your skin directly. You have to dilute it. You have to dilute any essential oils, but cinnamon is like it will burn your skin because it's that spicy. It's that fiery. Um, I've also have rose here because rose makes me think of love and connection. The sacral chakra is all about your connection. I feel like the root chakra is your connection to yourself and to your, and then the sacral chakra is kind of bringing in connection to another person. I've fallen in love with rose. So before I'm not really sure if geranium rose or rose in general is for the sacral chakra, like activating or anything like that. But I just think it calms me down. So that like what I said about stress not being sexy, I feel like any of the calming herbs or antidepressive herbs are gonna make you feel more relaxed and creative. If you're stressed out, like if you have writer's block or if you're an artist and you're having trouble painting, especially right now, I've heard that a lot of artists they're like, I have all this time, I'm sitting at home, and you're just not being creative. Using or consume enough to get um, those effects. And I'm not saying that you should in any way, shape, or form, but just having a cup of Damiana tea is not going to have a psychoactive effect, but it might just be opening up your creative energy. So it will help you paint and write and sing or dance. Get your hips moving, get your body moving. Ylang ylang. I don't have any ylang ylang because it is a very, very sexually stimulating essential oil. And that's not really my goal with massage. So And that's another reason why I feel like I have a blocked sacral chakra, because I am so sick of fighting and proving that massage therapists are not prostitutes. It's exhausting. And I think I have blocked that energy so much because I have to get fingerprinted and prove that I'm not a criminal yearly with the city and with the state, to prove that as a business owner, as a massage business owner, that I am not a prostitute. Um, has totally blocked my sacral chakra. So I'm so used to being like, oh, I don't know anything about sex, to proving that I'm not a prostitute, that it's blocked my sacral chakra. And on the other hand, you can have an overactive sacral chakra, being very promiscuous and having multiple, not that there's anything wrong with it, but that is a sign of an overactive sacral chakra. So that is one reason I don't use ylang. It is in a lot of massage oils, but it's just especially in the beginning when I first started massage, I did have a lot of inappropriate clients at the place that I was working at right after massage school, and it scared me to use. Like, we had ylang at the spa that I worked at, but because I had those experiences so early on and I didn't have the confidence back then, um, yeah, I just haven't used it. I used to have like a little sample bottle of it, and I have it in a blend that I use, a sacral chakra blend that I use for anointing with oils, which is that's what is great about those roller bottle oils that I have on my Etsy shop, is because not only you can use them as a massage tool and you're inhaling the essential oils and getting the benefits from that. You can I like to draw hearts on me. Um, so I have a sacral chakra blend that I draw on my abdomen. I draw little hearts, and you can draw symbols. You can write love. It's just a nice self-care ritual to do, to um, take care of yourself, love yourself, because I think a lot of us struggle with that. And now that you have a lot of time to be spending at home and taking care of yourself, it's a nice thing to do, is write on yourself with oils. Like after you get out of the shower, if you're putting on lotion, you can even do it with your lotion. Just write, draw little hearts. You can draw. Familiar with the difference between all of them? It's like all of them have different numbers of lotus flower petals. I don't have any citrus oils right now, but oranges, neroli are sacral chakra stimulating. Jasmine. Oh, I do have bergamot and sandalwood. Sandalwood is one I forgot to order it when I did my last essential oil order. Amber, cinnamon. We talked about cinnamon, jasmine. Patchouli is on here too, but I think the root chakra and the sacral chakra are so close. Like, you can't just have a really activated third eye and intuition and then expect your root chakra to, like, they're all connected. You have to be grounded to be able to be intuitive, and just working on them all together every day this week, I think, is going to be really interesting, because I think usually in my life I've been like, oh, my throat chakra is blocked. I need to focus on that and doing different things one at a time versus actually climbing up the ladder. So I think that's going to be a really interesting thing to look at. And I hope you're enjoying learning about it. So again, because I haven't done much sacral chakra work, which is something that, I mean, I think I need to. I only have a few sacral chakra gems. So I have these orange calcite spheres that I actually just got and I intended to use them as a massage tool or to like hold during meditation or spheres are really good. You can use them in the center of a grid in a crystal grid because they're projecting energy all around. So that's I just got these and I found them at the flea market in Raleigh, and it was at this bead shop. And she randomly had some. I got some other things from her too, some other crystals. And originally, I just got this one because I assumed it was going to be really expensive. Because I mean, my dad couldn't even carve a perfectly square. I don't know how they do those squares either to be perfectly square. But yeah, spears are usually really expensive, and I've always wanted some to use as a massage tool. I use palm stones as a massage tool, but I've always wanted a sphere to get like you can get deeper into those knots. And orange calcite is orange, so it's stimulating the sacral chakra, which is it's connecting your spirituality with your physical body, which again I think relates to the root chakra. Like you have to be grounded to connect to your sexuality and creativity to access like your spirituality. You have your creativity comes from the universe, right? So orange calcite is going to help you connect your physical body with the spiritual body and like have that creativity flow through you. It energizes and cleanses both the root and the sacral chakra, which I didn't know that. I just assumed it would be associated with just the sacral because of the color, but yeah, that kind of makes sense though. You have to be grounded to connect to your spirituality. And I can't wait to use these as massage tools. One day. And the only other one, and this is like the main sacral chakra. It's semi-transparent. Like this one kind of has like little bands in it, like different colored oranges. But yeah, it's mostly the side shows the dark side of it. And this is the number one sacral chakra stone. And I'm trying to think of any other ones. Because I don't know of that many orange stones. And again, I mean, the reason I don't, coral, it's like that pinkish salmony orange. Moonstone. I think there is a peach moonstone that can help activate the sacral chakra. The mantra for the sacral chakra, yesterday we talked about the root chakra, which is LAM, L-A-M. The sacral chakra is VAM, V-A-M. So I'm not wearing my mala today, but if you have a mala, you go around the necklace and chant VAM 108 times, and that helps activate the sacral chakra. Let's see. So we did sound, taste, smell with the essential oils. So touch. Yesterday I talked about like giving yourself a foot massage and stretching your legs. That's really going to help connect yourself to the earth and the ground, like actually physically feeling your feet on the ground and stretching and moving, like opening up, like doing wrist circles, like rotating your wrist circles, ankle circles, like rotating your ankles, pointing and flexing your feet, doing that while you're standing and pointing your feet and then kind of dropping back down on your heels. That's going to activate energy points in the bottom of your feet to connect you to your root. And if you're connected to your root, you're going to connect to your sacral chakra. moving your hips in circles. I'm sitting on a yoga ball right now, but moving your hips in circles. If you're not able to do that while you're standing, I have an old hip injury, so it's difficult for me to rotate my hips, but the rolling on the ball kind of helps you get that motion going. And but again, like I said yesterday, when you're stretching your leg, that is affecting your hips. All of the big, like the muscles in your thighs and your quads, your quads and your hamstrings especially, they're the tops of them are attached to your hip bones, and that causes a lot of lower back pain. Like some people, when they're like, oh, my back is killing me, it's usually from sitting too long, because when you're in a seated position, your hamstrings are shortened. So that is pulling on your hips. It's rotating your hips. So everybody, like, I'm really bad about this. I'm like really good about it for a while, and then I'm like, oh, I can skip a day. It's fine. The same thing with exercising. You're like, we'll take a day off, and then a day off turns into a week off, turns into a month off. I was hoping you would be able to see the position that I'm sitting in. Maybe I can do it on this table. This is my favorite stretch, and I tell everybody to do this. I'm kind of leaning against this dresser here, but you want to be seated in a regular chair, and bring your knee up, having your ankle rest on your straight knee. So basically, if you were seated in a chair, it would be like this, and then you're leaning forward and pulling up on your ankle. So basically, what's happening is you're opening up your hip muscle this way. Another great one for opening up. Let me do the other side. I try to do this every day. Like, I think like when you put your socks on in the morning, put your ankle up here and then lean forward. So you're basically in this, when you're seated in a chair, you're in this position. And then you're leaning forward. So you're opening up this whole back side of your body and your hips. Another one is, I always tell people, like, lay flat on your stomach with your hands like this and push up, so that you're doing like this cobra position here with yoga poses. Because most of us are seated all the time. We're lean forward like this. So doing this, arching your back, is stretching these muscles because they're all shortened from being sitting all day. Another one, I'll probably talking about the heart chakra, but so also grab your hands behind your back and pull. It's opening up your chest, but it's also like straightening up your spine and opening up your abdominal muscles. And abdominal massage is great, and it's some people feel uncomfortable having a massage therapist do it, but you can do it yourself. Your stomach is right there. It's not hard to reach. It's not like your feet. It's not hard to get to. And just put some, if you have any essential oils at home, some essential oils on you, or just even regular lotion, and rub it on your abdomen in a clockwise motion. So you're basically following your large intestines when you do that. And that's also going to help with digestion, and just positive self-touch, like lovingly saying, like, you're beautiful, I love you. This is helping you connect to your chakra. We don't really have a healthy relationship with sexuality, especially through media, and not having good body images. And so I'm going to pick a goddess card from this goddess deck here. Yesterday we picked from the gods, because the root chakra is where men hold their sexuality, and the sacral chakra is where the women hold sexuality. So I thought we would pick a goddess card. This is one of my favorite decks. And I think it was like one of the first decks that I really, really connected to the point of like, I knew, like I would sit there and this one time I was camping and I was gonna pick a card from this deck, and I had just started like learning it and working with it. And I was sitting there and I had been camping, and like it had gotten more hot than I thought it was going to be. And I think I had gotten too much sun. So I was laying down and I was going to pick a card, but I ended up falling asleep, and I fell asleep with the deck on my chest. And I had this dream of this old woman that lived in the mountain. She was like basically the mountain. It was like Grandmother Mountain is who I had this dream about. And so I woke up from my nap and I was like, oh crap, I never card. So I picked a card, and the card I picked was Pachamama, who is basically Grandmother Mountain. And I knew which card I was going to pick before I even picked it. And I had a dream about it. So I feel a really strong connection to this card, or to this deck. And also that card, like that's one of my favorite cards now. I had never heard of Pachamama before. And now she's like one of my favorite deities. I think about her all the time. And Pachamama is going to help you get grounded and connect to the earth. I guess I don't know all the history behind her, but I think basically, like if you know, like she's Gaia, she is the earth, she is the ground, the mountains, the everything, and she's one of my favorite deities, and she will help you get grounded and connect to your root chakra. So hopefully, we want to pick a card to connect us to our sacral chakra. If there's any goddesses out there in this deck that want to give a message to us. Ooh, Durga. And her message is boundaries. Durga's a Hindu goddess that has a lot of power. She has multiple arms, and oh, weird. You know what? Is it Durga? What does she carry? Like most Hindu goddesses, they carry like different items that symbolize them. You know what? I think one time a client, she was an Indian client, she said that my massage, it felt like Durga was massaging her because it felt like I had multiple arms. Similar to the Gods deck that I had yesterday, which it's not the same author. This is Amy Sophia and illustrated by Hrana Janto. But the one that I read from yesterday do have a goddess deck by those same artist and writer, but this is a different one. I don't know if she has a god one. It was really hard to find the god deck, and it was the only one that I could find. Like if you search for a goddess deck, there will be a bunch of them come up. So it has a lot of information. It has like a poem in the beginning. It has the mythology surrounding Durga. It looks like she attacked a demon. So it have like a bunch of different weapons in her hands. She attacked the demon, who changed from one terrifying form into another. When he transformed into a buffalo, she began as the goddess Diva, and then when she went into battle and fought this demon, she changed her name to Durga. So you have called Durga into your life to help you create boundaries. What are you taking inside that should remain outside? How are you not protecting yourself, your life, or your time? Is the statement, no, I can't do this right now. I need to take care of myself. Is that part of your vocabulary? Perhaps you feel dumped on by others. Are you feeling pulled off center by demands to give and give and give till there is nothing left for yourself? Durga is here to assist you in nurturing wholeness by creating and fixing the limits of your personal space. Establishing clear boundaries is an act of self love. Having no boundaries gives others the message that you are limitless and want to be treated in a limitless way. No one is limitless. There are places, this is places where we get hurt, places where we're vulnerable, places that we're treated, places that need to be treated with care. Durga says that boundaries are vital because they let others know who you are and where you stand. And I can see how this relates to the sacral chakra because, like what I was saying earlier, is I've put up this wall around my sacral chakra and sexuality and creativity because and with creativity, it's a wall that's like, oh, I don't have time for that. I have to work. I'm not making money if I'm coloring. Like we don't have time to be creative and do our art or to sing and dance and play music. So Durga is kind of asking you to put boundaries up, but boundaries that you put up too strong. You weren't letting things in that should have been let in, like your creativity or your sexuality. And then it has a ritual to connect to Durga as well. And this is why one of the reasons I like this deck so much. So the ritual is saying that you should, in a meditative state, to surround yourself with all these having the only thing that can go through that orange field are positive, creative, motivating thoughts, desires, objects, whatever. So like learning to create a safe boundary that it'll allow good things in, but it will keep the bad stuff out. And I think a lot of us have trouble with, we put up a wall, but we don't let anything in. And that's not healthy. You need to let some things in, some creativity and some positive sexual experiences in. So yeah, I think that's interesting. A lot of people do have an overactive sacral chakra, but I think for most of us, we might be a little more underactive or blocked. And Durga is saying to create a safe boundary that keeps bad things out, but also lets good things in. So I think that's all I have today. I wish I had more herbs and crystals to show you, but I don't have that much. I just have these. I'll use them on the next massage that I give to somebody one day. So I hope you enjoy your rainy, cloudy day. I'm going to try to make a rainbow and to hang in my window, and I'll talk to that artist that drew those coloring pages. Oh, if you want a free coloring page, go to at Youngblood Made. I have her linked on my Instagram page. So go to my Instagram page, and she's putting out new coloring pages for free every Friday for you. Like she'll email them to you, and you can print them out. And I've been coloring them, and they're awesome. They're so much fun. I love coloring. Okay, so that's all I have for today. I will see you tomorrow for the solar plexus chakra, which is yellow. I have one yellow shirt that I found in my closet that I'm going to wear tomorrow. And your solar plexus chakra is above your belly button. Above your belly button, but below your heart. So yeah, that's what we'll talk about tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Get your arms filled with paintbrushes and coloring pencils and coloring books and coloring pages and pretend you're Durga